Welcome to the Internet's unchallenged authority on beauty and style. It's time to kick back. Once again in Kimmie Tee's Dream House. Discover the good life. Your host is Kimmie Tee of the 102.9 KPLX Dream Team.
You are inside the Dream House, and I always like to bring my friends along. This time we have one of my ride or die, one of the fastest friends I have made in the industry. Karlos is here.
The Jedi in training.
The young Jedi in training, but he knows a lot. Karlos, you're an old soul.
Thank you.
You've been here before.
You know, sometimes I have to, sometimes I'm like,
You definitely have that intuitive spirit,
Thank you. Yeah, you know. Sometimes you just gotta open that third eye and be like,
You do, see? And a lot of people, they don't want to talk about the third eye. They don't even know where their third eye is.
On your forehead.
But, we've always just had this awesome connection.
Yes.
Maybe it's a Virgo thing?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It may be something like that. I don't know, but since I met you, I've always gravitated.
Yeah.
Like, Kimmie.
Yeah.
And it's just been.
And
I love it.
For people that don't know, you are an accomplished songwriter.
Yeah, I write songs for Universal Latino music. I major in music sciences. So I've been in music for a very long time. And it's kind of brought me here to radio.
Yeah. See, everybody who comes to the Dream House, they have to have a dream of some sort, and they have to be like living their dream. That's the criteria to be here.
Yeah.
So, you are definitely a prime example of that.
You gotta do it. You gotta wake up and know, where the heck am I going?
Because if you don't know where you're going, that's okay sometimes.
Yes, totally. But always be aware of the fact that you still don't know.
Yes. You have to know that you don't know.
Yes.
And say, you know what, I don't know, but it's okay. Because from that point, then you can find your way.
Exactly. But if you're just kind of like, wake up, go to work, come back, wake up, go to work, come back, and then you just don't figure out your goals, your dreams, where you want to go, it's going to start eating you up. And you're going to be an old, grumpy person with that whole shoulda, coulda, woulda attitude.
And then you're posting weird things on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like odd things.
Odd things. And then who do you pull? Like, how are you going to find somebody in a relationship that...
Right.
You just got to find yourself in order for somebody to feel that kind of attraction towards you, because you've got an identity. You know, and I think, like, if you just kind of do your own thing, live the routine, the whole routine of you wake up, you go to work, you pay your bills, and you go to sleep. You got to have something to bring to the table. You got to be exciting for somebody.
Yeah, I don't think those relationships work out at all, where you have two people that are just living that rat race.
Yeah.
Because I don't really believe that they ever find out who the other person is.
Yeah.
If you guys are just living these parallel lives, wake up, go to work, go to sleep, wake up. Where's the va-va-voom?
Exactly, the excitement, or how do you share stories or experiences? Like, I think that's a big key part of being with somebody for a long time. Longevity in a relationship is different than just finding somebody. Anybody can find somebody. Yeah. You can find somebody in Vegas. You can find somebody.
Yeah, that's the easy part.
Yeah.
But let's back this baby up a little bit. You've been in a relationship for a very, very, very long time.
Yes, going on 6 years.
And you...
working on the 6th year, almost 7.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
See, happy together for 6 years.
Yeah.
See?
And it's been a challenge. It's not easy, because you go through steps, you go through the butterflies, is that person going to text me? Is that person going to call me? And then it goes into, okay, like, I trust that this person's going to stick around. And then after trusting that person's going to stick around, it's all about the color showing.
Yeah. And
once the colors show, it gets tricky, because it's a lot of compromise. It's a lot of, okay, well, this person is great and I love what they do as far as careers or hobbies or whatever. But then it's like, that person leaves their socks out. That person leaves their shoes out. That person is messy. That person, burps. That person farts.
Yeah. There's a human in there.
There's a human in there that is comfortable enough with being themselves. And when those colors start showing, that's when you start really... I think that's when the relationship really starts.
Is when you really start seeing, like, the parts where you're like, oh, I could have done without that.
Yeah. Exactly. Or, where it's not about like, oh, what date are we going to go on this time? It's just like you guys are both on the couch watching TV, being human beings.
I think that there's something when, you know, you find somebody who loves the way that you do, because not everybody loves the same.
Yeah.
You know, and there's people who don't want to love you. They want to love you, but they just don't love you the right way. And that's been that was like the thing that I really had to just come to truth with. Like I was in a phenomenal relationship, but what did the way that he loved me, was it like, oh, this is it? It wasn't. It was such like, it was a buddy love. It was healthy. It was a puppy love, but it wasn't what I felt was that, you know, that delicious, like, yeah.
Like, I want that.
Like, I want you.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you can love somebody, but lack a lot of affection.
Yeah.
Or be scared to show affection.
Yeah. Or
You
it's just
know?
not there. Or it's just...
Or it's just not there.
just not
Or like you
there.
said, it's buddy love.
It's like, yeah.
You know, you can have that love with somebody where it's like, I love you and I care about you, but the flame, the fire is just not...
It's not, and you
lit.
can't fake that.
And you
you
cannot
can't fake that, and that's the one thing that you should never fake. You shouldn't fake anything, but don't fake affection. Don't fake intimacy. That's just go.
It's just at the end of the day, it's just gonna come around. And if it's not affected the person that you're faking it towards yet, it's gonna end up affecting you mentally, emotionally. It's gonna screw you up.
A waste of time.
It's
just
a
gonna be
waste of time.
A waste
Don't
of time.
waste your time. That's
It's a
like,
waste of time. It's a waste of time. Bad relationships are a waste of time. They're not.
Hell yeah.
If anything, you can call them lessons. You can call them chapters. You can
Right.
call them whatever. But when you look back on your life, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be like, you know what? That was such a waste of time.
Absolutely.
You know, it's you know, as I've told the boo, I said, I'm not gonna waste my best years of my life. You know, in the wrong relationship. Like this is what it is. You know, it's I'm here. I'm inspiring. I'm doing my job. I found my purpose, and I'm not gonna let you, you know, take the best years of my life because you want to be drama. And,
Exactly.
and he's good.
He's
he's good.
I met him. He's
good.
He's awesome.
He's good.
a
He's
great
good.
guy.
So you said a word a little while ago. You said the magic word trust.
Yes.
Trust is.
Trust is.
Trust
You
is-
fill in the blank.
Yeah, fill in the blank. Trust is.
What? Trust is.
How do
A
you?
limbo.
Let me ask you this. How do you build trust in your relationship?
By knowing when it's time to put the phone down or kind of do my own thing. Like if you can like somebody, but there's a really thin line and it's almost blurry between the first butterflies, I like this person, and differentiating between that and obsession. Like if you are just obsessed with the way the person looks, the way the person dresses, the way the person lives a life, that can kind of almost distract you from really getting to know somebody and really trusting. I think trust is one of those things where it doesn't come easy, but it can go really fast.
What I found is that it's a lot, like trust issues always start with yourself, and then, you know, majority of the time you're projecting your issues onto the other person. You know, I've been really, really mindful to make sure that I'm not making the boo pay for the mistakes of somebody else.
Yes.
You know, and just being and always giving him like a fair shot, like
benefit of the doubt.
like a fresh page, like, you know, just because it's trusting that, it's trusting myself, you know, it's really trusting myself and saying I have made the best decision, that I know that this is the best partner for me. And once I did that, you own it, you know, it's about owning it and saying, yeah, he is the best partner, you know, for me. You know, but that trust stuff it started with myself.
It starts with yourself, and it starts with trusting enough to let go of the past.
Yeah, and trusting that if it doesn't work out, it's okay.
It's totally okay.
That's
That's a thing.
That's the scary part. You know, everybody's so gung-ho about saying, oh, I need to trust myself to fall in love again, and I need to trust myself.
Right.
But, like, you didn't really need to trust yourself to let go. Like, when it's not good, it's not good.
It's not good.
When those red flags are waving, when you're, like, sad, when you're feeling like defeated, it is time to let it go.
Let it go. If you feel empty, and if there's something there that is just not okay with who you are, who you really are, then you got to let that go, because it'll start. It's like weeds.
Yeah,
it'll
is.
start growing all over the place.
And then when you learn to trust, when you learn to trust what isn't working, it makes what is working a lot easier to see and a lot easier to trust, because you're like, you know what? Okay. But I think the trust with your partner builds within you. You know, like it just has to start like within you, and just understand that it's your thoughts that are making this person like untrustworthy in your head.
It's a snowball effect.
You're creating this whole person that does not even exist.
Yeah.
You know, oh, they're talking to somebody else. Oh, they're out. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, that person is not them.
No.
You know, and you're creating an enemy.
Yes. And you have to realize that person had a life before they met you.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. Like, their life didn't start when they met you.
No.
So you have to, some people, not everybody is on their phone the same. Sometimes, and with my relationship, for example, it was a lot of like, I'm not a big texter. I keep my phone's in my pocket type thing. And when you meet somebody that just wants to know where you're at, and texting and hellos and goodbyes and all that, it for that person, if they're used to communicating, like hyper communicating, and you are not, and it's not because you're doing things behind their back. You're busy working or going to school, or your phone's in your pocket.
You just have your different behavior.
Your different behaviors, and you have to accept that is not a reason to start digging for things.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Don't take it personal if I haven't called you back or texted you back. I'm not doing anything wrong.
No,
There's nothing wrong.
No.
Like, don't punish me
for being myself.
Yeah, if we're not texting you back. Like,
Exactly.
why is that a punishment? You know, why did suddenly society say that if you don't text me back when I expect you to, that all of a sudden you're out in the streets cheating on me?
Yeah, exactly. And that's where trust really does start when you just kind of get to know their behavioral patterns, or their how they live their life.
Yeah, and is it that serious? And it's like,
Exactly.
pick your battles. And if
your
you're gonna jump to the
battles.
conclusion that somebody who doesn't text you back in 3 hours is out there cheating on you, why are you with them?
Yeah, exactly. If you are already kind of starting on that foot, you're going to save that person the headache.
Yeah, right.
Save that person, because that's being selfish.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
And-
like, when you don't trust, you become a little selfish.
Exactly. I mean, I understand. Ask questions. Always ask questions. If something doesn't feel right, okay, ask the questions.
Yes.
But don't just make the person the villain in
Yeah,
this, because
exactly.
you've got the issues. You know,
Yes.
you had your heart broke.
Right.
They didn't break your heart.
Exactly. And a relationship is two people. And a lot of times when these situations, these red flags of that kind of behavior, I think it's when somebody just wants a person next to them. And when you want a relationship more than the other person, it's going to show. And when you're getting with somebody and you can't really wrap your head around giving that person space and time, then it means that you kind of just want, it's like you want like an item.
Exactly.
Like, you know, it's like you almost
ownership.
want ownership. Like, you just want this person, and you're the villain. You're the selfish one, and you're the person that's not allowing this relationship to breathe.
Yeah, you gotta let it breathe.
It's gotta breathe. Like, the relationship has to breathe. If there's no balance, like with trust, or with, you know, understanding that person doesn't behave the way you do. That person maybe takes naps. Maybe you're a night person, the person's a day person. You're a day person.
Yeah, you gotta find somebody. You can't force it. Never force it.
No, never force the relationship.
Yeah, but you always, I'm the trust thing. It's not them. 99.9% of the time, they've done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
It's you in your crazy head thinking that they're doing things,
Right.
and then you just start looking and looking and looking, and
And they just took a long nap.
yeah.
That's why they didn't text you. They weren't texting you because they had a long day and they just took a nap, and now you're tripping because you didn't get texts back when you usually get them.
Yes, there's no usual.
Right.
You can't have the usual.
No. Especially in nowadays, we live in a now quick generation.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
you got to keep it moving. We wake up, we go to work, we get things done, we go to the gym, we're moving.
Yeah.
You know, and life can't just stop because you laid eyes on somebody.
No.
No, you better get it together, because that is not not gonna work.
It is not. It is absolutely not gonna fly. So, 6 years.
6 years.
You learned a lot.
I've learned a lot. And granted, we started very young, you know, and it's you know, you hear things like, oh, you gotta explore, you gotta experience things, which is, yeah, totally. I totally get that. But there is no time. Like, if you meet somebody at 21 and it's just working out, it works out. There's people that I've met that have known each other since middle school. And they're still, yeah, granted, they go through trials, tribulations, and they're living life.
Right, life happens.
But they're loyal to each other.
Yeah.
They trust each other, and they know that they're eventually going to come full circle. So it's not about age. You know, age is nothing but a number. It really is.
I agree.
You know, and it unfortunately sets certain standards like, oh, by this age, you got to have kids. By this age, you got to be married.
Let me tell you, that is all out the window.
It's out the window when you really,
window.
yes, it totally is. Because you could be a childish 50-year-old that can't keep somebody to save your life. I mean, I'm saying. And
this is true. And
you can be a young person who is just, you just met somebody that knows how to work around, you know, work well with you. And like Kimmie said, pick your battles.
Pick your battles. Well, it was fun picking your brain, Karlos.
Thank you. It was nice being here at the Dream House.
You will come back.
Yes, I will.
You will come back to the Dream House, and we'll do it again. And are you on social media? Do you want?
I am at Kid Ninja Los. Tweet me or something.
Or something.
Something. You can say hi or not.
Do it. All right. Inside the Dream House.